You know, there's just no shortage of the things that we could address that are the fallout of COVID and the fallout of bad politics playing out in our communities. I want to read to you something here from a local businessman in Winkler. I don't think he and I agree, but I can respect his opinion and what he's saying here. This comes from Chris Unron. He's posted it so I can share it. He says, "It's time for me to get out ahead of this. Earlier today, someone posted a comment that I'm flying around and reporting people having gatherings. There's also a rumor that I've been flying over Sunday mornings and scouting out and reporting underground churches. Neither of these are true. I feel sorry for this guy. At this moment, I feel compassion for him, his business, and his staff. And I accept what he says, what he has to say here, as reasonable explanation of only wanting to do something good and giving free rides to people. But here is a classic example of bad politics and the fallout from bad politics, the collateral damage from bad politics. When our premier announced a snitch line, I felt a deep sadness, a sickening feeling in my stomach that this was nothing short of East Germany. Some of you know people, I knew people who lived there, and the Stasi police snitching on their neighbors, who was for the government, who was against the government. And we, in a community of believers, a close-knit community of Winkler, be that as it may, not as close as it once was, but still a close-knit community, were asked to snitch on our neighbors. Well, riddle me this. What good comes out of that? How do you build community when you have a snitch line? You know, snitches, they're not informed people. They're just going to see something and call it. I can't imagine how many people were falsely accused, like this guy right here, being falsely accused by people who think they know what's going on. The other day, I've had so many conversations. I thank some of you for your support. It's not for me, it's for us. The support, I take it, is for us to stand up and reclaim what has always been ours. And this individual, I was told by a reliable person, his mother, I mean, she should know, that somebody called on him that he was watering his lawn on the wrong day. I know the guy. He didn't water on the day he should have, and seeing that he missed it because of work and responsibilities as a father, as a husband, he chose to water it when he could. That is inherently wrong. And this community needs to rebuff the attacks of what I call evil. When you plant seeds of dissension like this in a community, you will only reap a harvest of heartache. Nothing good comes from a snitch line. And I applaud the government of Alberta, at least the one in Calgary, that said we're not going there. But Premier Pallister, you should be ashamed of yourself. And every MP, Cameron Friesen included, and our local mayor, for not speaking up against this. It was wrong. It is wrong. It will always be wrong. When we turn on each other, there's no place left to go. Because when you turn on somebody, consider that somebody turns on you. You wouldn't want that. So don't do it. We had a campaign running called Be Kind. I liked that. That was good. I hoped it would stay. But we still have a long way to go in learning how to be kind. And snitching is not kind. That should be absolutely verboten. Every time you say no to snitching, because you don't know what you're seeing. You don't know if the people that are at that house have suddenly been called in an emergency. And don't tell me about ambulance and police, okay? Let's get real. We care for our own people. We are a family in this community. Not the family we once were, but we need to become that family again. This community does need to heal. And when you have snitch lines and do the things that the government asks you to do, You will only further divide a community. You will not unite it. Let's stop this right now. No more snitching. I don't care what you think you saw. If it's against the law, if someone's getting hurt, I understand. But maybe you should first approach that person, say, hey, are you aware of what the laws are in watering? Just want to make sure. You don't become Gladys Cratchit, who lived across the street at Bewitched, and peer through your curtains and watch your neighbor. We should watch out for each other, but in a good way, in a way that a community would be proud to say, yes, that's what we do here. We find practical ways to care for each other, and we don't snitch on each other. That needs to end right now.